The Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce is teaming up with Rogers and Gray Insurance to help employers deal with substance abuse and other employee issues. Chamber CEO Wendy Northcross says many business owners have raised concerns about substance abuse in the workplace.
So really and truly, we're here because the issues of substance abuse are pretty well documented for our region and our state and our country. But yet we as employers have been continually concerned about what can we do as a business community, what can we do as employers. I sit at a board table with 30 members of the community, and pretty consistently we hear over and over again the concern and some of the real world stories about substance abuse in the workplace. And employers are very distraught and looking for things that they can do to help. So how can employers make an impact? One of the things that we've been talking about early on is giving employers the tools that they need to help their colleagues. And in this case, this program that will help their colleagues and their colleagues' families. Add over this whole issue of a well-documented opiate abuse situation, the recent legalization of marijuana, and what that presents into the workplace, a whole new set of rules and regulations, a whole new dynamic in terms of how we manage our workplace.
That made Northcross start thinking about what tools employers could use to help deal with those issues. And that's where an Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, comes in. An EAP can provide employees with confidential short-term counseling and other benefits. It's a program typically only large companies are able to offer, an employee assistance program due to cost.
An employee assistance plan is something that's pretty commonly found with larger companies. But here on Cape Cod, we have over 8,000 businesses on Cape Cod. I looked up the figures today. 61% of our Cape businesses have 1 to 4 employees. Another 30% employ 5 to 19 people. So clearly 90% of the Cape businesses are very, very small, and they're not likely to have an EAP program, understand what it is, or even think that it's affordable to them. So we reached out to Rogers and Gray a while back and said we have this idea about what if we could get more employers to offer this employee assistance program, which essentially is a confidential short-term counseling service for employees and their families. It helps them with the problems that affect their work performance or their personal life. And the EAPs essentially grew out of the industrial alcoholism programs of the 1940s and were often part of, like I said, much larger companies' benefits plans. And today you see more and more companies that are promoting wellness with written policies, supervisor and employee training, and where appropriate, there's also usually approved drug testing and that kind of thing. But for small companies, it's just not in their lexicon. It's just not something that they're used to, and it's just not something that they've even probably been aware of.
So Northcross turned to local insurance provider Rogers and Gray. John Foley, Vice President of Employee Benefits, went to work trying to come up with a plan that would fit a small business.
This started actually back in June of 2016. Wendy, again, through talking to the community, around the substance abuse issue, was looking for a solution that would affect the businesses on the Cape and certainly the community. So June of 2016, the idea came up. We, Rogers and Gray, the Employee Benefits Division, we've worked with EAPs before. They're a wonderful program not only for substance abuse but also for other stresses in life, family matters, all of these things. To bring a solution to an employer and to the employees of just someone to reach out to, someone to call and run through their issues or their problems is a wonderful outlet to have. So we started researching both national EAP providers as well as local EAP providers, and Reach EAP, Dana and Edie, thank you guys for joining us today. They brought to us, we did kind of a market search, and what Reach brought to us was an expertise in substance abuse, kind of a little bit of a national scope, and also a fantastic price. So all of those things in coordination with one another, really, and then a lot of conversations. The Chamber, Rogers and Gray, Reach EAP, we had a lot of conversations over the last 6 months of What do you do? How can this impact the Cape Cod community? And again, it really came about by the Chamber in June of 2016. So what REACH will do, and I'll let Dana and Edie kind of speak to it, but you know, there are great resources here on the Cape that help folks with substance abuse, whether it's Gosnold or a High Point Treatment Center, Recovering Champions. There's a great number of facilities that help with substance abuse. And those are going to be our partners in this entire process as well. REACH, I view, and I don't want to steal their thunder at all, but REACH is really the quarterback, if you will, around it. But then they're going to look to those other partners that we have here on the Cape, again, Gosnold, High Point, independent counselors, to help them and to help the families, the employees, to really have another set of hands, if you will, to help them with their substance abuse problems, or again, stress, financial, etc.
The Employee Assistance Plan will be available to all small business owners. The plan will cost employers just $9.50 per employee per year. For more information about the Employee Assistance Plan, contact the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.